You see that shit right in the middle of the camera? What the fuck is that? Oh, nah. Oh, nah.
From disturbing footage of a shadowy figure lurking deep in the woods, watching from the darkness, to chilling security camera footage capturing a pitch-black entity racing across a residential yard at impossible speeds, and a terrifying Google Earth discovery inside a decaying Polish mausoleum, these are some of the most unsettling moments ever captured on camera. Stick around, because you won't want to miss a single one. Before, things like this were just old stories and folklore, stuff you'd hear and shrug off. But after watching videos like this, you get that chilling realization that evil doesn't really hide anymore. This video was uploaded to a TikTok account called @RealDarkClips, and it comes from an unknown individual who was alone in the woods late at night, for reasons only God knows. While he was out there, he started feeling that unmistakable sensation of being watched. Trusting his gut, he turned his camera toward the bushes nearby, and that's when he captured this.
You see that shit right in the middle of the camera? What the fuck is that? Oh, nah. Oh, nah.
Whatever that thing was, it was clearly watching him from the shadows, and the moment it realized it had been spotted, the figure slowly stood up, almost like it was preparing to charge straight at him, and that's what makes this so terrifying. This guy was completely alone, deep in the woods, and if that thing had decided to move, things could have ended very badly. And honestly, even if this was just a human, that doesn't make it any less disturbing. But if it wasn't, yeah, I'm never stepping into forests like that again, not a chance. Security cameras are meant to give us peace of mind, but sometimes they capture something that does the exact opposite. This particular footage comes from a Wise camera installed at a neighbor's home in what should be a quiet, ordinary neighborhood. The date stamp reads October 4th, and what was recorded that night has left both families deeply unsettled. In the blink of an eye, a pitch-black figure zips across the frame at an impossible speed. It's moving so fast, the camera barely captures it. 1 second, the yard is empty. The next, this dark blur shoots past the lens and vanishes into the shadows near the tree line. But here's what makes this even more disturbing. Just seconds after this figure raced through the yard, the homeowner's son arrived home. He walked right up to the building, passing the exact spot where that thing had just been. He saw no one, heard nothing. The yard was completely empty. Whatever this was, it moved through a residential neighborhood at inhuman speed, then either disappeared entirely, or worse, stayed hidden just out of sight while the sun walked past, completely unaware of what had been there moments before. Some might argue it's just a camera glitch or motion blur from a passing animal, but the figure's shape is too defined, too humanoid, and animals don't move like that, not with that kind of speed, not in a straight trajectory across an open yard. Sometimes the most terrifying encounters happen in broad daylight, in places we walk every single day, thinking we're completely alone. This footage comes from a woman who regularly takes her dogs on nature walks through a familiar wooded area. But on this particular day, something was watching her every move, and she had absolutely no idea until she reviewed the footage later that night. What makes this even more unsettling is that her dogs sensed it immediately. They kept staring in the same direction, alert and focused, while she desperately tried to see what had caught their attention. She looked and saw nothing. It wasn't until she sat down to edit the video that she finally spotted it, and what she discovered left her speechless.
Ma'am, I'm not seeing what you see. Woo! Stop.
Hidden among the trees, partially obscured by branches, is a small humanoid figure. It's not moving much, just watching. According to her account, hunters had been in that exact area earlier in the day, sitting about 100 feet to the right of where this figure was positioned. That means this creature had been observing them too, waiting, staying perfectly still, blending into the forest like it belonged there. To me, what's most disturbing isn't just that it was there, it's how patient it was. No sudden movements, no attempts to flee, just watching, observing, almost like it was curious about her, the same way she would later become curious about it. Could it be a juvenile Bigfoot? I mean, the video evidence points exactly in that direction. What do you think? Stumbling across something strange in the woods is one thing, but finding something that feels deliberately placed? That's when it crosses into nightmare territory. This footage comes from a man exploring a city forest, following what appeared to be a deer trail deeper into the trees. But what he discovered next was straight out of a horror movie. Hidden in the middle of the forest, he came across an unsettling shed, roughly built from logs and branches, like it didn't want to be found. From the outside, it looked abandoned. But honestly, I wouldn't have the courage to step inside either. And just when you think that's the creepiest part, it somehow gets worse. As the man pans his camera around, he reveals a disturbing scarecrow standing nearby, its head replaced with a cracked, eerie doll face. That single detail turns the entire scene from strange to deeply unsettling. Now, look, I understand that someone experiencing homelessness might build a shelter in the woods to survive. That part makes sense. But a doll-faced scarecrow hanging in the middle of the forest, that doesn't feel practical, that feels intentional. Like a warning, like whoever built this wanted to make sure no one stayed too long. And honestly, mission accomplished. Because if I ever stumbled across something like this while hiking alone, I wouldn't be investigating, I'd be getting out of there as fast as possible. Demon within decaying mausoleum. Most of us use Google Earth to plan trips or check out vacation spots. But sometimes, if you dig deep enough into the most forgotten corners of the map, you find something that was never meant to be seen. This discovery comes from someone who was casually exploring Poland on Google Street View, clicking through abandoned buildings, old streets, decaying structures. You know, the usual internet rabbit hole. But then he stumbled upon something inside a crumbling mausoleum that made his blood run cold. There was this thing sitting in the shadows of a forgotten tomb, and honestly, the best way to describe it is a demon sculpture. And I don't mean some old religious statue or a random gargoyle. This thing looked genuinely creepy. It seemed to be made entirely out of a tree, but shaped in a really demonic way, like it was carved to make people uncomfortable on purpose. Now, here's what gets me. Mausoleums are meant to honor the dead, right? So why would someone place something so dark, so demonic inside one? Was it part of some ritual? A warning to grave robbers? Or maybe something far stranger? This next footage comes from a YouTuber named D's Dark Adventures, who was live streaming a night walk through a familiar field, the kind of place she'd been to plenty of times before without any problems. Everything felt normal at first, just the usual night sounds, until things started to feel off. As she continued down the path, she suddenly caught the smell of something burnt. Almost immediately after, she noticed something strange. Off in the distance, there was what looked like a black, hunched figure, crouched down and doing something she couldn't make out. Dee called out to it, trying to figure out what she was seeing, but the moment it started making noise, she turned around and ran.
I smell something burnt, like not wood. Way over there. Woo! It's making noise over here. Let's go over here.
After putting some distance between herself and whatever that was, she stopped, thinking she'd gotten away. However, while talking to her chat, she noticed movement again, a head slowly popping up in the distance. Instinctively, she pointed her flashlight toward it, which turned out to be a huge mistake.
Ah! What the fuck is that? I just saw a head poke up, guys. Ah! What the f? It looked like a person! Oh my god! Oh my god!
What she saw looked like a humanoid head peeking out from the darkness, and that was enough to send her running for her life. Honestly, this is one of the most unsettling forest encounters I've seen on Dee's live streams. There was clearly someone watching her from the dark, and thankfully, she made it out safely, because if she hadn't, it's hard to imagine how badly that could have ended. A group of Colorado River expedition guides were out hiking when they noticed something that seems really hard to believe. This happened on May 24th, 2025, while the group was near the upper Colorado River. At first, they were having trouble even spotting it. It was so far away and easy to miss. But once the cameramen finally zoomed in on the exact spot, they were shocked by what they saw. What appeared on camera looked exactly like what people usually describe as Bigfoot. It was tall, humanoid, and completely covered in thick hair from head to toe. Now, I know what some people are going to say, that it could have just been a person in a suit. But honestly, who in their right mind would dress like that and hike that far into the middle of nowhere just to mess with people on camera? And if you're thinking CGI or AI, that doesn't really hold up either. The footage has been closely analyzed, and when you zoom in and compare it pixel by pixel, there are no obvious signs of editing or manipulation. It also doesn't move like a bear. This thing is clearly standing upright, like a humanoid. So, whatever they captured out there, it was real. Which makes it even stranger, because for years, we've been told that Bigfoot doesn't exist.
Dude, I can't find it in the phone.
Wait, I want to see it in the phone.
I want to see too.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, that's weird.
There's a reason we're told to keep our distance from wild animals, and this video is a brutal reminder of what happens when that distance disappears in an instant. The clip was uploaded on an Instagram page called @GirlsDelaluco, and it shows a terrifyingly close encounter between a homeowner and one of nature's most brutal predators. In the video, the homeowner and his friend step out onto their porch to show a massive black bear roaming freely in their backyard. But the moment the bear notices them, things take a horrifying turn. The beast suddenly charges and launches itself toward them without hesitation.
Look at that fucker right there.
Hi, buddy.
Oh my God.
Let's be real here. If that fence hadn't been there, this video wouldn't be circulating on Instagram. It would have ended up somewhere much darker, probably as evidence in a wildlife attack investigation. Because black bears don't charge like that unless they're serious. And when nearly 400 pounds of muscle, claws, and teeth comes barreling at you with that kind of intent, you just pray there's something between you and it. Speaking of wild animals, this next video comes straight from the jungles of Munnar, and it's a perfect reminder of why you never let your guard down when you're deep in the wilderness. The footage was captured by a group of hikers who were out enjoying what seemed like a calm, peaceful trek through the mountains. Everything feels safe, almost serene. They notice an absolutely stunning view down below and decide to step closer to take it all in. The cameraman moves ahead, probably focused on getting the perfect shot, thinking about the view, the angle, the moment. And then he sees this. Just a few steps, literally a few steps, in front of them lies a massive tiger, completely still, resting, maybe even asleep. The second it clicks what they're looking at, panic sets in. They immediately backtrack and get out of there as fast as they can. Because if they had taken just a couple more steps, if the cameraman had been focused on the view instead of the ground, if that tiger had been awake and felt threatened, this video would have ended very differently. Some disappearances leave behind questions that never get answered, and this case is one of the most haunting. On June 14, 1969, 7-year-old Dennis Lloyd Martin was on a Father's Day camping trip with his family in the Great Smoky Mountains. That afternoon at Spence Field, the kids decided to play hide-and-seek to scare the adults. Dennis ran toward the Appalachian Trail and disappeared into the trees. Minutes later, the other kids jumped out, but Dennis, he was gone. His father searched desperately, but there was no sign of him. By the time his grandfather reached the ranger station for help, a massive storm rolled in, washing away any tracks. Over 1,400 people joined the search. Helicopters flew more than 1,100 missions. For 2 weeks, they found nothing. Just one unconfirmed shoe print that might have been his. But here's the disturbing part. Weeks later, a family hiking 7 miles away heard a young boy's sickening scream. 3 minutes later, they saw an unkempt man at the edge of the woods with something over his shoulder, moving toward where the scream came from. The FBI dismissed it as impossible and never told the Martin family. Years later, an illegal ginseng hunter claimed he found a child's skull 3 miles from where Dennis vanished, but didn't report it until 1985, fearing arrest. By then, nothing could be recovered. The official story is that Dennis got lost and died from exposure or an animal attack, but his family never believed it. A 7-year-old doesn't cover 7 miles of mountain terrain alone, and that scream, that man carrying something? To me, something darker happened in those woods. Whether Dennis was taken or met another fate, we'll never know. But the Great Smoky Mountains are hiding secrets, and Dennis Martin's disappearance is one of the darkest. This next footage comes from a homeowner who had to leave town in a hurry after their storage unit was broken into. They grabbed what they could salvage, threw it all into their living room, and rushed out the door, leaving behind what they admit is a pretty chaotic mess. But the mess is the least concerning thing in this video. While they were out, their Canary security camera sent an alert to their phone. Motion detected in living room. Figuring maybe something had shifted or fallen over, they pulled up the app to check. And what they saw was terrifying. Right there, clear as day, 2 translucent figures glide across the living room. They move with purpose, drifting through the frame like they own the place. And then they're gone. Look, I know skeptics will say it's dust particles, lens flare, or some camera malfunction, but dust doesn't move in formation like that, and lens flares don't glide horizontally across a room with that kind of consistency. The homeowner uploaded this with a sense of humor, joking that if they'd known ghosts were going to show up, they would have cleaned up for the viewers. But let's be real here. If I got a motion alert and saw that on my security feed, I wouldn't be cracking jokes. I'd be looking for a new place to live. This girl was filming from her window when she noticed something off in the sky. At first, it's barely noticeable, just hovering there, almost blending into the background, easy to miss. But then, slowly, deliberately, it begins to rise. What makes this unsettling is the shape. It doesn't look like a bird, it doesn't move like a plane, and it definitely doesn't resemble any normal drone.
Just see.
The figure appears almost humanoid, like something riding or standing on an object, straight out of a Harry Potter scene. According to the original post, this was filmed on September 13th, 2023 in France. And ever since, it's sparked intense debate online. Some people are convinced this is genuine footage of a humanoid entity, maybe extraterrestrial, maybe interdimensional, maybe something we don't even have a name for yet. Others argue it's just a drone, oddly shaped or caught at the perfect angle. But here's what doesn't sit right with me. If this is a drone, why does it look like that? The proportions feel wrong. You can make out what looks like arms, legs, and a torso. Drones aren't usually that human-shaped, especially not from this distance. So what was floating above France that day? A bizarre optical illusion? Or something far stranger that we're not ready to accept? I'll let you decide. Nature can be beautiful, peaceful, even comforting, but sometimes it shows us something so bizarre and unsettling that it feels like it came straight out of a horror movie. Recently, residents of Fort Collins, Colorado, started noticing something deeply disturbing in their neighborhoods. Rabbits with what looked like black tentacles or horns growing out of their heads and faces. Not just one or two sightings. Multiple people across southeast Fort Collins were seeing these creatures hopping around like normal rabbits, except they looked anything but normal. At first glance, these growths look almost alien. Long, dark protrusions jutting out from their skulls, some curling like twisted horns, others sticking straight up like quills. People describe them as tentacles, horns, even black spikes, and honestly, all of those descriptions fit, because whatever these things are, they don't belong on a rabbit. Understandably, locals started panicking, so Colorado Parks and Wildlife eventually stepped in to explain what was happening. According to them, these eerie growths are caused by a viral infection that triggers wart-like or horn-like tumors on the rabbit's head and face. The virus creates what are essentially benign tumor cells that grow outward, forming these disturbing black protrusions. What gets me is how these rabbits are just living their lives, hopping around neighborhoods, munching on grass, going about their day like they don't have literal horns growing out of their skulls. Can you imagine stumbling across one of these in your backyard at dusk? I'd lose my mind. This next story comes from an American living in Sasebo, Japan, who spends his free time exploring off-trail mountain areas, searching for old bottles, ceramics, and World War II-era relics. The region is filled with abandoned coal mines from the 1880s through the 1940s, so stumbling across historical sites isn't unusual. But what he found at one of these locations is a different story. Last spring, he discovered a partially collapsed mine portal on top of a mountain near his house. Inside were tripod bags and a suitcase full of camera cables, but no camera. He left, thinking it was abandoned gear. Something made him return. About 50 feet from the mine, he found an unzipped camera bag containing a Sony HDV Handycam from 2008, perfectly dry and wrapped in plastic. Unopened film packs were inside, and one tape was already loaded in the camera. Nearby, the battery pack and eyepiece were scattered separately, as if the setup had been deliberately dismantled. Back at the mine entrance, he uncovered another suitcase buried deep inside the hole, stuck in dirt and rocks. The camera won't turn on without a new battery, and the tape can't be removed unless it powers up, meaning whatever's recorded is locked inside. So why hide a camera so carefully in an abandoned mountain mine? And what's in the buried suitcase? To me, this feels intentional, like someone filmed something they didn't want anyone to see, then hid the evidence in a place they thought no one would ever find. And now, years later, it's been discovered. What's on that tape? We don't know yet, but honestly, part of me hopes it stays that way. This man was camping with his brother at what seemed like a normal, safe campground. The weather was fine, and they had two campsites set up next to each other, expecting a quiet weekend outdoors. But then their worst nightmare happened. Without warning, a large tree suddenly fell and it landed directly on both campsites. One car was completely crushed, and the brother's camper was badly damaged as well. Everything was destroyed in seconds. The brother actually saw the tree start to fall and managed to run out of the way just in time. That moment stuck with them, knowing how close it came to being much worse. What really bothered them afterward was realizing that if the tree had fallen at night while they were asleep in their tent, they likely wouldn't have survived. There was no storm, no strong wind, and no obvious warning signs. Just a tree falling on an otherwise calm day. Think about that for a second. You go camping expecting fresh air and maybe some s'mores around a campfire. Instead, you're seconds away from being crushed by a tree that's been standing for decades, maybe centuries, choosing that exact moment to fall. So yeah, maybe check the trees around your campsite next time, because nature doesn't give warnings.
From unsettling encounters with strange humanoid creatures to the heart-stopping sight of cryptid eyes stalking you, and even footage of mysterious and disgusting worm monsters.
It's nuts!
If you're intrigued by the world of the unexplained, you're in for an extraordinary adventure as we explore each. The video comes from Iceland, introducing us to the lesser-known but intriguing creature known as the Iceland worm monster. The footage unveils a river landscape, But it's not your typical river scene captured by a wildlife photographer. Instead, it reveals something strange and substantial swimming in the water. From a distance, the strange creature resembles a massive snake, reminiscent of anacondas, navigating the water with surprising agility. Towards the end of the clip, the cameraman manages to capture an up-close view of the creature. The close-up shot showcases an enormous head, remarkable for its sheer width, suggesting it could potentially devour a fully grown man. What sets this creature apart is not only its size and swift movement, but also the weird skin texture observed on its giant snake-like body. This distinct feature raises questions about its classification, differentiating it from known species of snake. This unsettling video comes from Spain and showcases a mysterious and somewhat disgusting creature. At first glance, the creature appears to be a mass resembling a brain from some unknown animal. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes apparent that it's a collection of gooey worms intertwined together. Surrounding this bizarre entity are freely moving bugs, detached and seemingly unaffected. The worms within the blob exhibit minimal movement, creating an eerie scene. As the cameraman zooms out, it becomes evident that this strange entity is partially submerged in water, and the worms are freely strolling around in it. The overall sight is both mysterious and unsettling, leaving viewers with a sense of discomfort and a desire for such strange entities not to exist in our world. The spine-chilling video originates from a South American warehouse, capturing a truly terrifying sight. The footage begins with a view of the warehouse front, and suddenly, a massive and girthy creature emerges from its side. Initially resembling a bear, a closer look reveals that it is something altogether different, with distinctive features such as a hunched back and long arms. The creature, covered in medium-length black fur, strolls casually across the camera frame. Following the video, the warehouse security guard shared his experience, mentioning that he had heard a strange growling in the middle of the night. Initially dismissing it as potentially mountain lions due to the warehouse's proximity to the forest, he now realizes the gravity of the situation after witnessing the mysterious creature on camera. Whether you're someone who believes in ghosts or dismisses their existence, this video from 2014 might just make you reconsider your stance. The eerie footage captured by a home security camera is enough to send shivers down anyone's spine. The camera was pointed down a house corridor when it unexpectedly caught the silhouette of a figure in the darkness. This ghostly apparition resembled a creepy, long-haired lady in a white dress, standing motionless and fixated on something in the distance. After a moment, the ghostly figure begins to walk, mysteriously disappearing into the shadows of the corridor. Even watching this from the safety of my home, the sight was truly chilling. Now, I find myself more cautious when navigating the corridors of my house at night. If you are enjoying this so far, consider subscribing. It really helps me keep this channel going. Back in winter 2003, a security camera at Hampton Court Palace captured something quite extraordinary. The footage shows the front, and out of the blue, the door swings open. Out walks a person, but there's something really strange about them. Instead of regular hands, this person seems skeletal in nature, with a big robe on it. As far as I heard, this footage was taken when no one was supposed to be there, especially no one dressed this strangely. The creature opens the door briefly, and we only get a glimpse of it in a couple of frames. To me, this creature seems to be a lost soul, forever reliving their moments in that palace. And that is because the way it is dressed is too odd, resembling a bit the way royalty used to dress back in the 16th century. Some folks who saw this video online suggested it was a setup made by some employees there, in order to gather more visitors. However, I'm leaning towards my theory. What are your thoughts on what this creature might be? If you're not a fan of snakes, you might want to skip this clip. The video, coming from South Africa, showcases what viewers are calling the snake monster. In the footage, a massive snake is seen tied with chains to the back of a truck. It appears lifeless, likely captured by the locals. The cameraman captures the enormity of this snake. Towards the end of the video, the cameraman focuses on the snake's head, and it's truly unsettling. The head is as wide as an average human and has a frightening, intense gaze. The snake was secured to the truck using large chains and straps, giving us a clear idea of just how colossal it was. A Reddit user claimed to have captured footage of the legendary Slender Man in a field, and they uploaded the video for everyone to see. The recording, taken from a dashcam, shows a car driving along a trail in a calm and cozy countryside. As the car progresses, a figure appears on the left side of the road in the field. This figure is quite tall, and as the car approaches, it seems like it's signaling for the car to stop. However, things take a strange turn when it becomes clear that the figure's hand isn't signaling but reaching out far to grab hold of the car. As the figure extends its hand, the driver swerves off the road, crashing into a tree, and the video abruptly ends. The figure bears a resemblance to the popular image of Slender Man, with a tall and slender body and a featureless face. Anyways, I hope the driver was okay, and it seems likely since they were the one who uploaded the video. I don't understand why some drivers choose to venture into desolate forest trails in the middle of the night. This video is from one such daring driver who shared dashcam footage from their car. The footage reveals an empty forest trail with a tall woods entrance in the front. The car casually makes its way into the woods, and as it does, something from the side woods crosses the trail in front. The headlights capture this figure, and upon seeing it, the driver stops the car and the video ends. To me, this creature appeared humanoid in its walk and posture. However, it had a hunched back and towering height, leading me to believe it could be a Bigfoot. This video is from East India, and it captures a strange mutation in a cow. The cow's face resembles that of a human, with features like a nose, mouth, and eyes. The rest of its body seems unaffected, except for its hind legs, which appear skinny and bent the wrong way. The oddity of this mutation poses challenges for the cow, making basic activities like breathing and eating difficult. Unfortunately, animals with genetic disorders like this usually have a shorter lifespan due to the difficulties they face in essential life activities. However, I hope for the best for this cow and wish that it can overcome these challenges. So far, we've only explored a mere 5% of our oceans, leaving a whopping 95% uncharted. It makes me curious about the creatures that might inhabit that vast unknown territory. This video, shared on a YouTube channel, showcases a strange aquatic creature in the act of devouring a fish. The creature appears to be entirely made of skin, boasting a smooth texture across its body. As the camera zooms out, we realize the creature is quite massive, with an elongated body and a snake-like mouth. It swallows the fish whole, and surprisingly, it seems to have no teeth. This creature is both fascinating and terrifying. Its appearance, with no face, legs, or fins, raises questions about its nature. The way it devours the fish is reminiscent of something out of a nightmare. It's a strange sight with a long, smooth skin body that leaves us with more questions than answers. Have you watched Lord of the Rings and seen those tall giants? They seemed like mythical creatures, right? Well, what if I told you there's a video suggesting that giants might have actually existed among us? A lady uploaded this video on Facebook while she was on a train passing through a mountainous area. In the distance, she recorded something incredibly strange and captivating. There, on the ground, were a giant humanoid skull, ribcage, and other bones, just lying there in the middle of nowhere. It's tempting to think these could be the remains of a giant humanoid, but there might be a logical explanation. It's possible these are proportional props, maybe for some movie promotion, strategically placed in the landscape. But you may never know. We do have a lot of tales throughout the whole world that giants roam the earth. A Reddit user named Golitwu posted a video claiming to have captured a strange figure on her camera. In the video, she receives a notification on her motion sensor camera and decides to investigate. It's nighttime, and she's armed with a flashlight as she searches around the bushes. Suddenly, she spots something peeking from behind the bushes, a set of two glowing eyes. These eyes are fixed on her, giving off an eerie and unsettling vibe. Judging by the height of these eyes, it seems like the creature could be a tall humanoid, possibly a Bigfoot or a werewolf. However, going out to investigate without any protection might not have been the wisest decision on the girl's part. When you're out camping deep in the forest with friends, it's crucial to illuminate your surroundings first. If you don't, encounters like the one in this video could happen. The footage captures a group of friends having fun around a campfire during their camping trip. However, one friend, bothered by the campfire smoke, decides to take a breather in the woods. As this friend ventures off, the camera picks up something else emerging from the darkness, following him. This mysterious entity appears humanoid but moves on all fours, with skin that seems hairless. It's remarkably fast and heads straight for the friend, almost as if it was waiting for them to separate before making its move. I hope the friend was okay, and that this creature was just curious about them. Based on the description, it seems like this creature could be something akin to a rake. What are your thoughts on what it might be? This video comes from a lady who was heading home after her night shift. Since the usual road was closed, she opted for a desolate forest trail, leading to an encounter she'll likely remember forever. She captured something strange on camera. While recording, a ghostly, transparent figure materialized out of thin air and swiftly crossed the road. This translucent, humanoid-shaped black figure moved with a posture resembling a human. The lady, understandably frightened, ended the video. The figure gives off a ghostly vibe, appearing like a passing spirit, caught inadvertently on camera. Despite this ghostly encounter, the lady's decision to get out of her car and record with her phone was risky. Apart from encountering a ghost, she could have faced other potentially dangerous situations as well. Here's another intriguing aquatic creature, this time from the Gulf of Mexico. In the video, a fisherman proudly displays a strange-looking fish he caught from the sea. At first glance, the fish seems quite normal as it swims, similar to any other fish. However, the real surprise comes when the fisherman lifts it up to reveal its bottom and face. This fish is unlike anything seen before. It sports 4 fins and an unusual alien-like face with an elongated Pinocchio-like nose and large eyes. The mouth is particularly strange and doesn't resemble a typical fish mouth at all. Additionally, from the bottom, its side fins appear to be a unique combination of hands and fins. The fisherman's catch is undeniably bizarre, and it could possibly be a new species of fish discovered in that area. Forest camping adventures are usually a lot of fun, but at any time, things can take a surprising turn. In this video, recorded by a man during a camping trip with his family, we spot a gigantic humanoid creature in the distance. This creature appears exceptionally tall and seems to be covered in thick black fur. It's bending down, as if collecting something from the ground. After some time, the creature apparently senses that it's being recorded and makes a hasty escape, bringing the video to an end. Judging by its appearance, it certainly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, although it's possible that it might be someone playing a prank in a Bigfoot costume. Regardless, whatever it was an incredibly captivating sight for the family on their camping adventure. This video was posted on Facebook by a user who claims to have been stalked by an unknown creature in his house, and in the video, he manages to capture this eerie encounter. The man in the video is visibly frightened and uneasy, attempting to show us the source of his fear. He explains that he had been hearing hissing noises coming from his backyard, and now he's ventured out to investigate what might be causing it. As he explores the area, he pans the camera toward his shed, where something strange is peeking out, and this thing seems responsible for the hissing sounds. In a trembling voice, the homeowner calls out to the mysterious presence, but it remains silent. Fearing the unknown, the homeowner hastily retreats, and you can clearly see the fear in his eyes as he makes his escape. It's a truly unsettling encounter, and it's hard to comprehend the terror of having something unknown lurking in your own home. This video comes from a group of tourists who were on an adventure in the boreal forest region, and they managed to capture a sighting of the mighty Bigfoot on their camera. In the video, we're presented with a view of the dense woods, and in the distance, a black creature is hunched over. The camera then pans to the side, revealing a large group of tourists with their cameras, all observing this astonishing sight. The creature appeared to be hunched, making it a bit challenging to estimate its height, but it did seem to be of substantial size. Some might argue that it could be a gorilla or ape, but in Canada, there are no known animals like that. Towards the end of the video, we can also see a person in a red shirt emerging from the woods. It's a bit confusing why someone would venture so close to a creature like that. This video was shared on Reddit by a homeowner who recorded a chilling entity haunting his house, and it's something straight out of my worst nightmares. In the video, we see the homeowner performing some sort of ritual with smoke, seemingly to ward off whatever is frightening him.
I know, bud. I'm not afraid, man.
He then heads towards the basement, and as he opens the door, a dark and eerie figure is standing at the other end of the stairs. The figure is undeniably creepy and unsettling. When you pause and zoom in on its face, you can discern its eerie, human-like features. However, when the homeowner switches on the light, the mysterious figure hastily retreats. With bravery, the homeowner follows, but to his surprise, he finds no one there. Suddenly, he hears cries coming from above, and he rushes back up the stairs.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
However, as he's ascending, the door suddenly closes on its own, trapping the homeowner in the stairwell. I'm not sure what happened next, but since the homeowner uploaded this video, I believe he's safe. Some people believe in the concept that we all live in a simulation, where unexplained events are considered glitches. After seeing this video, I'm beginning to understand their point of view. This video was recorded on the Orange Trail by a passing car, and it captures a view of the woods with deer. However, there's something remarkably odd about these deer. They are completely still. It's as if they're frozen in place, almost like statues. What's even more strange is that there are multiple deer. One logical explanation could be that they're being cautious about the approaching vehicle and remaining still to assess the potential threat. However, if that were the case, you'd expect them to at least move their heads as the vehicle goes by. The fact that they did that real-life hanging makes it seem like another curious glitch in our simulated reality. This video was recorded by a teenage boy who was walking his dog on a forest trail at night, for God knows why. In the video, we see them casually strolling along the trail. But something appears to be bothering the dog, and it seems distressed. The boy tries to figure out what's troubling his canine companion, but he's left confused. As they continue their walk, the video ends without anything unusual happening. However, upon rewinding the video, we can spot a figure standing behind a tree, silently stalking the boy and his dog as they walk. This mysterious figure looks like a person wearing a white mask, but some viewers have suggested it could be a skinwalker. Whatever it may be, it's undeniably eerie, and it's concerning that the boy didn't notice the figure at that moment, and it is lurking for them for God knows what reason. Most cryptids and mysterious creatures tend to prefer living in remote, rarely visited sites. In a video, we get a glimpse under a bridge. As the camera person explores further, a strange figure comes into view lurking there. At first, the camera person couldn't believe their eyes and decided to zoom in on the figure. This enigmatic creature, realizing it was being observed, quickly hid in the darkness beneath the bridge. When the camera person comprehended that they were faced with something entirely unfamiliar, they fled from the scene in a hurry. After watching this video, several questions arise in my mind. Firstly, why was that person under the bridge in such an isolated place? Secondly, what could be the motives of this unknown creature lurking there? And why did it choose to remain hidden from the camera person? In a TikTok video posted by a user named IamLandy, a jaw-dropping scene unfolds in their backyard. The video shows the roof of a house, and to everyone's amazement, there's a gigantic anaconda making its way across. The sheer size of this colossal snake is incredibly impressive and somewhat intimidating. This massive snake moves slowly across the roof. Then suddenly, it pokes its head out from a nearby tree, startling the children who are watching from below. It then effortlessly continues its journey from one tree to another. It's astonishing how this enormous creature navigates through the trees with such ease, despite its size and weight. What's strange, however, is the family's reaction to this extraordinary visitor in their backyard. Instead of being frightened, they appear to be more excited and fascinated by the presence of this massive beast. One of the scariest things you can witness on a road trip is a Bigfoot lurking in the woods, and this unfortunate family saw exactly that. In this video, we see a view of the dense wood's edge, and there in the distance, a massive black creature is hiding behind a tree. The family, recording from their car, spots this creature. Aware that it's being watched, the creature attempts to conceal itself further by crouching down. This creature appeared massive with a wide frame body and a very humanoid walk. However, the size of the Bigfoot in the video seems to be more like an average human, raising doubts about its authenticity. In my opinion, this video appears a bit fake, as the Bigfoot's size resembles that of a human wearing a Bigfoot suit. Many people believe in the devil, picturing it as a scary being with two horns on its head. But have you ever imagined actually encountering one? In a video from New Mexico, we can spot a strange figure on top of a fancy structure. This figure is quite unsettling, with glowing, evil-looking eyes and a big tail. It's also very tall and has a pale white body. Strangely, it seems like this creature noticed the person filming it, giving the camera an eerie stare before disappearing into the darkness. The locals who captured this video claim to have seen this devilish creature on multiple occasions. They say it only reveals itself to a select few in the dark of night. Goose attacks can be amusing to watch, since they aren't usually harmful or dangerous, but they can be incredibly annoying, especially for those who are genuinely scared of them. In this video, captured by a convenience store's security camera, we see a lady trying to back away from something in the parking lot. Suddenly, a large goose enters the frame and launches an attack on the lady. The goose repeatedly jumps on her and continues its aggressive behavior. Then the lady's husband arrives in their car and opens the door for her to get in. However, the persistent goose also tries to enter the car with her. Seeing this, the man quickly exits through the other door, but stumbles in the process. Eventually, after enduring multiple attacks, the lady and the man manage to get into the vehicle, close the door, and the goose finally retreat. Just by watching the video, I could sense the annoyance of the poor lady. As a piece of advice for the man, next time, be swift in opening the door to rescue your wife who is under attack by a goose. In this video, we witness a speedboat cutting through the water, and right behind the boat is an exceptionally odd-looking creature. This creature is leaping out of the water like a dolphin, but its head shape is genuinely strange. While it might be a seal following the boat, its eyes reflecting the camera's flashlight give them an otherworldly appearance. If indeed this is a seal, it's astonishing to observe how proficiently they move and how swiftly they can navigate the water, despite their hefty body structure. Nevertheless, even if it's a seal, the sight of this creature following the boat was undeniably strange for the passengers. It adds a bit of an eerie touch to their otherwise casual boat ride. In the video, the camera captures a brief glimpse of a creature as the car drives past a leafless forest. It stands upright on two legs, covered in brown fur, similar to what we imagine Bigfoot would look like. The moment is fleeting and leaves us with questions. Could this be a rare encounter with a mysterious being? Or is it simply a trick of the light and shadows between the trees? While it's tempting to believe in the possibility of a Bigfoot sighting, common sense suggests it might just be the forest playing visual tricks as we pass by. Personally, I lean towards the latter explanation. The woods are full of natural illusions, especially when viewed from a moving vehicle. In a video shot by someone in the woods, we see something that catches our attention. It's a big, hairy creature walking on two legs, kind of like how we'd imagine Bigfoot to walk. It's covered in black hair and moves in a way that makes us wonder if it could be an animal we know or something more mysterious. The creature doesn't seem to notice it's being filmed as it walks behind the trees. It's just a short clip, but it's enough to make us think about all the stories of Bigfoot we've heard. Honestly, while the video is pretty interesting, I think we've got to be careful before jumping to conclusions. The woods are full of animals that can look strange in the right light, so it could be just a normal animal looking unusual from a distance. In the calm of a wooded area, a couple films the peaceful scenery. The trees stand tall, their leaves whispering secrets. The camera shakes slightly as the man points out something moving behind the foliage. It's hard to see clearly, but he's certain there's something there. So much so that he circles the area in the video to show us where to look. There's a suggestion of a hairy creature hiding just out of clear view. Then, the quiet of the woods is broken by a series of strange noises. The sounds grow louder, and unexpectedly, one of the trees begins to topple.
Oh shit, no, this way, come on. Shake, come here, shake, come here, shake, come here.
It's a startling moment that transforms a serene nature video into something more suspenseful. Watching the video, I can understand why the man is so convinced he saw something. The woods are full of life, much of which we seldom see, It's easy for the imagination to fill in the gaps when we hear unexpected sounds or see the trees move. Although I can't see the creature he's talking about, the falling tree certainly adds a dramatic twist that leaves us wondering what's really going on in that forest.
Oh shit, no, this way, come on. Shake, come here, shake, come here, shake, come here.
Caught on a surveillance camera with a view to a window, something startling appears. For about 3 seconds, a strange-looking creature pops into the frame. We can't make out its face or the details of its body, but one thing seems clear. It doesn't look like any person. Then, as quickly as it came, the creature vanishes from sight. The brief appearance of this being raises more questions than answers. Could it be a skinwalker, as some might speculate, or is there a simpler explanation? The video doesn't give us much to go on, just a fleeting glimpse that could set imaginations running wild. In my view, while the idea of a skinwalker is intriguing, it's also important to consider more ordinary possibilities before jumping to supernatural conclusions. It's the unknown that often captures our curiosity, but sometimes what seems extraordinary might just be a trick of light or shadow. From the viewpoint of a moving car, a camera films a peculiar sight across the road, a humanoid shadow dashing at an unnerving speed. It's there one moment and gone the next, only to reappear, charging towards the car. The eyes of the figure shine strangely, which is especially unsettling. The entire encounter lasts but a moment, and the figure's non-human appearance leaves a chilling impression. The speed and the eerie glow of the eyes might suggest something out of the ordinary. Could it be something supernatural? It's a question that hangs in the air as the footage plays out. In my opinion, while the video certainly gives off a mysterious vibe, there's likely a practical explanation. Perhaps it's just a person caught in the right light, or maybe a trick of the camera. Whatever it is, it's a reminder of how easily the ordinary can seem extraordinary under the right circumstances. A man films the autumnal woods, where the leaves paint the ground in shades of brown. At first, there's just a whisper of movement, a shadow that could be anything. Then the shadow comes to life, revealing a large, furry black creature that skillfully climbs a tree. It looks similar to what people say Bigfoot looks like. This brief sighting stirs the imagination. Could it be the elusive creature many have searched for, or is it simply one of the forest's known inhabitants, like a bear? The idea of Bigfoot has always sparked curiosity and debate. Personally, I think the woods hold many secrets, and sometimes they let us catch a glimpse. Whether this is a rare animal or the legendary Bigfoot, it's a fascinating peek into the hidden life of the forest. Through the lens of a surveillance camera, we observe a dimly lit hallway within what appears to be a warehouse. A single light casts a glow in the darkness. Suddenly, a shadow flickers across the screen. As the camera continues to roll, the figure becomes slightly more visible, yet it remains shrouded in mystery. This fleeting appearance might chill the spine of anyone thinking of ghost stories and unexplained phenomena. It's a shape that fits the eerie tales told in hushed tones, but in the stark reality of a warehouse hallway, can such things truly wander? From my point of view, while the footage is certainly intriguing, I'm inclined to think there's a logical explanation. Perhaps it's just a trick of light or a reflection that creates this ghostly effect. After all, cameras and shadows often play tricks on us, especially in the dark. A man is recording a 360-degree video near an abandoned building. As the camera spins around, it briefly captures a shadowy figure in one of the building's windows. The spin is quick, too fast to make out any details on the first pass. The video then replays, slowing down and zooming in on the window. Now clearer, we see what looks like the figure of a girl, a child with braided hair standing in the window. Yet the stark reality of the abandoned place suggests there couldn't really be a child there. It begs the question, are we seeing a ghost? Or could this be a trick of computer-generated imagery? The image certainly stirs the imagination. In my opinion, while the figure looks convincing, the likelihood of CG or another form of visual manipulation seems high, especially given the setting and context. It's a reminder that technology can create nearly as many mysteries as it solves. A trail camera, stationed in the quiet of the woods, stands sentinel, capturing the nightly comings and goings of forest denizens. On this night, it records an oddity, an animal that at first glance defies identification, hairless and almost alien in appearance. As the creature lingers in the camera's gaze, it becomes clear. This is an opossum, albeit one without its characteristic fur coat. The opossum goes about its business as usual, unaffected by its unusual bald state. It sniffs around, forages a bit, then ambles off, disappearing back into the dense woods from which it came. Seeing this peculiar version of a usually furry creature, one can't help but feel a mix of surprise and intrigue. In my opinion, while it's certainly an unusual sight, it's a reminder of the remarkable diversity and adaptability of wildlife, even under circumstances that seem strange to us. A driver's journey takes us into the heart of a small village, the road ahead captured by the dash camera. As the car proceeds, something unexpected crosses the path. A shadow with the distinct outline of a human figure, yet there's no one there. The form is transparent, more a wisp of smoke than flesh and bone, stirring thoughts of spectral apparitions. The camera doesn't falter. It records what seems impossible. A ghostly figure in broad daylight, transient yet unmistakably there. This fleeting encounter leaves us with a shiver, pondering the mysteries that might walk beside us, unseen. In truth, while the video is certainly eerie, there's likely a more mundane explanation, perhaps a trick of light or reflection. Still, it's a captivating glimpse that blurs the line between this world and the next, even if just for a moment. In the silent watch of the night, a camera, either a watchful eye above a secluded property or a trail camera nestled among the trees, stands guard. Its lens captures the stillness of the forest until an anomaly appears. In the right corner of the frame, a shadowy figure materializes. It walks with the outline of a human, or perhaps a creature native to the forest. Then just as suddenly, it disappears, gone without a trace. This unexpected visitor, captured only for an instant, raises questions. Is it a ghostly apparition wandering through the night, a simple malfunction of the camera, or a resident of the forest caught briefly in the artificial light? From what I see, while the idea of a ghost is thrilling, the rational explanation of a camera glitch or an animal briefly caught in the camera's limited night vision seems more likely. Nevertheless, the image provides a tantalizing mystery for the imagination. In the hushed seclusion of the woods, a man films his surroundings, the camera's eye sweeping from one view to another. As he changes direction, the lens briefly captures an enigmatic sight on the street, a shadow shaped unmistakably like a human. However, there's no one casting it. The figure is transparent, an ethereal presence, in a place where only trees and the quiet of nature typically dwell. This transparent shadow challenges our understanding of the woods, a space we think we know. It stands out as a figure of intrigue, prompting us to ask whether it's a trick of the light, a reflection, or something more otherworldly. Considering the clarity of the human shape, it's hard not to feel a shiver of wonder. In my view, while the forest is full of natural marvels, this seems like a visual puzzle that invites more questions than answers. Could it be something supernatural? The possibility adds an element of mystery to an ordinary walk in the woods. A boy wanders through the woods at night, his camera recording the adventure. The darkness around him is thick, pierced only by the occasional beam of his flashlight. Suddenly, a humanoid figure leaps out in front of him, startling and unidentifiable.
Oh my gosh! Help! Help!
The creature, or person, gives chase, and the boy's steady walk turns into a frantic run. The camera jostles wildly as he flees, capturing only glimpses of the shadowy pursuer. The footage is raw and pulses with urgency, making us question what we're seeing. Is this a genuine encounter with a strange creature of the night, or could it be a friend in disguise, orchestrating a prank in the perfect setting for a scare? In the moment, with adrenaline high and breaths coming fast, it might seem like the former. But reflecting on the video, it feels more likely to be a case of human mischief rather than an unearthly chase in the dark woods. Through the lens of a man's camera, we're guided through the eerie silence of an abandoned city. The structures around him are hollowed out, remnants of life that once filled these spaces. As the camera pans across the windows of a desolate building, a peculiar shadow catches his attention. It's indistinct, lacking a definite shape, hovering in the space where someone might have once looked out onto a bustling street. The ambiguity of the shadow in such a desolate place whispers of ghost stories, the kind that cling to abandoned spaces. Could this fleeting shadow be a spectral resident left behind as the city emptied? While the imagination can run wild in such a setting, I'm inclined to think there's a less supernatural explanation. A trick of the light, perhaps, or a piece of debris stirred by the wind. Even so, in the absence of life, it's all too easy for the mind to fill the void with ghosts. The ocean holds many secrets, but none as mysterious as the sighting in this footage taken in Israel. A seemingly ordinary video of waves crashing against rocks turns into a haunting experience when a bizarre creature is spotted. The camera is fixated on a rock, and at first, it appears to be a seal. The two men filming saying that to themselves, but on closer inspection, it is something far more unusual. Suddenly, the strange figure turns around, revealing a pale, blurry face, who then crawls towards the back of the rock before jumping into the sea. The two men are astonished by what they witnessed, realizing it was not a seal. If we analyze the video more closely, the mysterious figure does seem to take the form of a mermaid, a mythological creature of the sea. But could this really be a mermaid? Or is it merely a CGI effect? The possibility of this being an optical illusion is not ruled out, but the thought of a mermaid existing in our world is enough to send shivers down one's spine. The ocean is vast and full of secrets, and who knows what else may be lurking in its depths. If you want to see more strange footage caught on trail camera, then watch this. From Bigfoot lurking a village and a scary visitor during a fun time, to sightings of Bigfoot in the middle of the woods, mysteries lurk everywhere. Stay with us till the end and unravel every one of them. This video was being recorded by two sisters just for fun, showing them goofing around for a while. But at some point, something bizarre appears right next to the corner of the door. The face of a pale woman with long dark hair can be seen peeking at them. The girl recording immediately notices it and goes after it, only to be met by this sight. She grabs her sister and both run outside. Clearly spotting that there is someone inside their house. What exactly was that? A long-gone resident of the building, still trapped inside the house's walls? What do you think? The video you are about to see was supposedly taken by a villager who managed to finally catch a glimpse of what many people described as a nightmare for their lives. From a distance, the man catches a glimpse of a dark figure walking in the snow. He tries to zoom in, but the quality is poor, and we can't quite make much of it. Although the quality is bad, the man is convinced that what he caught on camera is the thing that terrorizes his village, with many people reporting hearing heavy footsteps outside their houses at night. Could this be the legendary Bigfoot? What do you think? Uploaded about 4 years ago, this clip still serves as stuff of nightmares for whoever watches it. Recorded by a security camera mounted on the front of the house to keep an eye on burglars or intruders. This clip recorded a terrifying thing. At first, nothing seems unusual, but then a figure appears to be coming towards the gate of the house. And as moments pass, we can see that the figure walks through the gate without even opening it. Many people on the internet blamed it on the camera being faulty, but if it was that, then how did he not open the gate before entering? The figure starts off as a weird silhouette of a man, and ends up as a normal human being walking towards the house. And that's what is most scary about this clip. No one in the house had ever seen this man before, even in their neighborhood, and according to them, they never saw anyone entering the house either. But then what was it? For me, the video looks quite genuine, but there's still a chance that it could be edited or a glitch. A man was filming a river in Payson Canyon when he heard noises in trees above the area that caught his attention. He turned his camera as he looked up, trying to catch whatever there was on camera, and that is when he caught the elusive creature on camera. A huge creature can be spotted behind the trees wandering in the woods. The walk looked almost human-like, but the physique did not. The creature looked more like a human than any animal, but a gigantic one, making the man realize it could be the infamous Bigfoot. The man captured the footage in the spring of 2015, but said he was unsure if he should show it to anyone, because he didn't want to sound crazy. However, he later found some courage and uploaded it on YouTube, causing mixed reactions from everyone who laid their eyes on it. As for the authenticity of the video, I leave it up to you, the viewer, to decide. Uploaded on YouTube in 2020, this video looks like something straight out of a horror movie. In just a couple of seconds, it gives us a glimpse into how scary the world could be if we could see the ghosts with naked eyes. It was recorded by a security camera set up in the Garden of Ninfa in Italy, a place otherwise known as one of sublime romantic beauty. It is basically the ruins of a medieval town near Rome, and for now, a great sight for tourists. However, this clip just gives us a glimpse of its most terrifying side, as we spot a ghost crawling on the ground. It appeared to have no legs and disappeared into the bushes just seconds after appearing on the camera. It could be a genuine ghostly encounter, given that Italy as a whole has such a fierce history. Could it be a soldier's ghost reliving its struggling last moments? Humans have always been curious in nature, and untouched places where no one has been for years always spark a pinch of curiosity in us. The same thing happened to this man who saw an abandoned cabin in the middle of the woods and decided to explore it, and that too in the dead of the night. As darkness covered everything, the man moved in the unexplored territory with just his flashlight and camera on, unknown to the danger that was about to come his way. As he moves forward and goes into the cabin, a creepy cryptid appears on the camera, stunned by the sudden appearance of the human who had disturbed its peace. At first, it looked like a cardboard piece or something, but the glowing eyes and the way it slightly turned after spotting the man makes it look legit. The creature was small, had black skin, and 2 piercingly glowing eyes, giving it a look of a devil in the making. This was enough to freak the man out as he runs for his life. What exactly was that thing? A demon, a ghost, or something else? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago by a man who claimed he had finally recorded a ghost in the cemetery, this clip shows us a weird shadow moving around behind a tombstone. For seconds straight, the shadow keeps moving around. However, the question here is, why exactly was the man there with a camera and a flashlight in the middle of a cemetery so late at night? And why did the ghost not come out of its hiding place and scare the man away? Was it even a real ghost? Or was it just a prank to fool everyone on the internet? This clip was recorded by a man who was running around in the woods when he started hearing weird sounds. According to him, it sounded like a human, so he decided to go and check who it was or if it was someone in need of help. In search of the origin of the voice, he got closer to a well that had been abandoned for hundreds of years and was famous for being haunted. As he got closer, his camera and his eyes both saw a creature in the depths of the well, looking straight at him. The creature of the well had a darkish appearance, with eyes that were glowing with blue light. The sight was so scary, it made the man run for his life, not even thinking twice about the voice he had heard before. Was it the creature that was making these sounds to lure the human nearby? Or was it someone who had fallen into the creature's trap before? I guess as the man ran away and never went back, we might never know. While a family was busy having dinner, the man noticed something weird happening on the camera screen they had in their house. He spotted something unusual on the street and went closer to have a better look. However, still not understanding what it was, the man even shared the video recording on YouTube and also to the mainstream media. The clip showed a weird smoky figure gliding on the street. According to the family, it was a ghost, but many people on YouTube had other opinions. However, even if we consider it as a faulty camera, we can still see the speed with which the figure was floating. It looks a bit too eerie even for a camera glitch. Encountering hitchhikers in the middle of the night and on a completely empty road can already be a scary experience. But what if these hitchhikers start turning up in the weirdest shapes hiding along the road, as if they will pounce upon anyone who tries to stop and look? The same thing happened to these men who were driving out at night when they encountered huge creatures crouching on the ground. The creature looked really slim and tall with a human-like posture, but had completely whitish skin with no features like eyes or mouth visible properly. Spotted 2 times on the same road, gave the men an experience they might never forget their whole life. Could this be the famous rake waiting to pounce on unsuspecting victims? This clip, filmed in 2023, might make you think twice about leaving your pantry door open. A frustrated homeowner, tired of finding his pantry perpetually ajar, decided to catch the culprit on camera. What he filmed was unsettling, but not exactly what he expected. The pantry door creaks open on its own, nothing inside. Then, a wild twist, a faint, wispy figure peering down. From my perspective, it looks like the face of a woman with long dark hair, looking as if calling for help. Could it be the ghost of someone who lost their life in a violent event in that house? Take this clip for instance. These men were having a great time together packing up camp at Spantic Base Camp in Pakistan on July 28, 2018, when disaster almost hit. As they finished packing away the final tents, a boulder hurtled towards the group. The boulder bounced and clipped the top of a tent before glancing at a porter, leaving only a few cuts and bruises. If he had not moved on the right moment, his head would have been easily blown off. The man who uploaded this video works at a hotel at night, and according to him, he had seen weird things happen in the hotel, and that is why he tries staying out of it at night. However, no one believed him until he got this video on his camera and showed it to others. At first, everything seems normal with him wandering around in the place, but then he places the camera at a spot and leaves. And as soon as he does, we see chairs falling off and being displaced all over the place. Seconds after that, the man comes back and puts everything in place. But as soon as he leaves again, the same thing happens again. According to him, there were no strings attached, and that was no prank. It was nothing but a glimpse into his everyday life at work. The man in this clip was coming back to his office from the cafeteria, but as he reached the running point of the lobby, he was horribly pushed back by an unknown entity. Even when he tried holding the wall, he was lifted up, then slammed back onto the ground. The man hardly made it out alive, as whatever the entity was, it was all into dragging him with it. Was this a well-coordinated stunt, or was it an angry ghost coming to get their revenge? What do you think? Uploaded on YouTube a couple of years ago, this video claimed to have recorded a ghost. As the man leaves the camera recording in the basement and goes upstairs, we can sense something weird that is going on in the room. Moments after the door slightly moves and then a weird face appears from inside the other room. It looked like the face of a man, but that was all. No hands or body or anything else was there. Just a floating face looking straight towards the camera before disappearing back into the darkness. According to the man, he had sensed an unusual presence in his home before too, and that is why he left the camera there. I would certainly move out of the house the second I saw this video. This video went viral in 2020, one when a security camera recorded a man and woman busy in their usual routine getting into the car when a bobcat attacked the woman. The husband rushed in to help his wife, and in the process got hold of the cat. After getting it away from his wife, he tossed the cat into the yard, which startlingly, the bobcat made it make a run for its life, leaving the family alone. Exploring tunnels, especially abandoned ones, and at night, has always turned out to be bad, and same was the case with these guys who went to explore a tunnel and ended up disturbing the peace of one of the creatures of the dark. So the creature had to stand up and come closer to warn the humans to keep them refrained from entering its territory again. It's just for a second that we get a small glimpse of a slim figure with long arms and legs standing in the tunnel. But if you ask me, it was for such a short moment that I can't surely say if it was a cryptid or just something that looked like one. What do you think? This video was posted by an individual on Facebook who claimed that his friend filmed two creatures resembling Bigfoots in Yellowstone. The video depicts a vast field, and in the distance, there are two black figures in motion. These figures appear to be similar to apes or gorillas crossing the field. However, even from this long distance, their gait and posture appear human-like, and they have substantial sizes. While gorillas can also grow to large sizes, they don't typically reach the same height as these creatures. Additionally, these two beings' full bodies seem to be covered in thick black fur. The identity of these creatures remains uncertain, and whether they are truly Bigfoots or another type of wildlife is a subject of debate. Encountering something unexplained is frightening in itself, but being stalked by an inexplicable entity takes fear to a whole new level. This video was captured by a trail camera, and initially, it appears to show a swamp scene, with a deer passing in front of the camera. Nothing unusual, right? However, if you zoom in on the top right corner of the video, you'll notice something lurking behind the trees. As the deer moves past, this mysterious figure also shifts from its hiding spot. It seems like this stalking creature may have been lying in wait for the deer, or was attempting to be stealthy in its pursuit. From the video, the creature appears quite large in size and has a robust body frame. To some, it might resemble a Bigfoot, lurking and possibly hunting for its next meal. Security cameras are typically installed in homes to provide a sense of security and safety, reassuring us that we are protected. However, there are times when these cameras capture something that makes us feel quite the opposite, unsettled and unsafe. This picture was shared on Reddit's Creepy Captures subreddit by a user who recounted a strange incident. The user explained that it was midnight when their door security alarm went off. Naturally, they went to check who might be at the door, but to their surprise, there was no one there. Intrigued and concerned, they decided to review the camera footage, and that's when they came across this eerie figure. The figure in the image looks as though it's right out of a horror movie. It has a Slender Man-like face and an overall creepy appearance. Moreover, it seems to be holding something in its hand, adding to the mystery and unease surrounding it. Whatever this bizarre creature may be, one can only hope it never pays them a visit in person. This video isn't necessarily scary, but it does capture a rather unusual and puzzling encounter. In the video, a driver is recording a child who is running toward their car. What makes this situation peculiar is the child's running style and the way their head is tilted to the side. As the child approaches the car, the person inside asks if they are okay and inquires about the whereabouts of their mother.
Bro, what in the ever-loving shit am I looking at right now? Dude, this kid's coming up on me. Like, hey buddy, are you okay? You can't be out here. Where's your mommy? Hey buddy.
However, the child doesn't respond and simply gazes at the trees on the side of the road. The aspect that raises concerns is the absence of the child's parents. Leaving a child alone in the middle of the road like this is certainly not safe or responsible parenting. One can only hope that the child safely made their way back home, and it would be wise for the driver to report this situation to the relevant authorities to ensure the child's well-being. Driving on a deserted road can indeed be a creepy and eerie experience, and encountering something like a werewolf would be the stuff of nightmares for any driver. In this particular case, the driver was cruising along a quiet road when they suddenly slammed on their brakes after spotting something highly unusual at the roadside. This creature doesn't resemble any familiar species. While some might argue that it has a wolf-like appearance, a closer look reveals some very peculiar traits. Unlike regular wolves, this creature appears to be strolling about on its hind legs, which is quite unusual. Additionally, its arms seem skeletal and lacking flesh. Its ears might resemble those of a dog, but the combination of its arm structure and the way it walks on its hind legs gives it an eerie, almost monstrous quality. The big question here is, what could this creature possibly be? A man was peacefully sleeping when suddenly, his ducks outside started making a ruckus as if they were under attack by some predator. In a hurry, he rushed outside with his camera, hoping to capture whatever was disturbing them. As he pointed his camera towards their shelter, everything seemed normal at first. However, if we rewind the video and slow it down, we can spot an eerie sight. a pair of eerie, lifeless glowing eyes lurking near the duck's house. These mysterious eyes quickly darted out of view when the camera turned their way. In the moment, the man recording the video didn't notice the unsettling eyes, but when he later reviewed the footage, he was shocked by what he saw. Now, he's much more likely to believe his ducks when they start making a commotion again. In a video captured by a hiker during a trip through the Canadian forest, something initially appeared to be a lurking bear among the trees. However, as the hiker zoomed in for a closer look, it became clear that this was no bear. Strangely, this creature seemed to recognize the hiker, despite the hiker's attempts to remain hidden in some bushes. For some time, this mysterious creature simply stared blankly at the hiker, almost as if it was studying him. Eventually, it retreated back into the depths of the forest. What makes this encounter especially eerie is the uncertainty of its intentions. Right from the beginning, this creature appeared massive, even though we never got a full view of its body. It was covered in thick orange-brown fur and bore a striking resemblance to the legendary Bigfoot. Ghosts might not be aware of our modern security cameras and surveillance technology, often choosing to reveal themselves when they believe no one is watching. A peculiar encounter occurred in the kitchen of a restaurant after it had closed for the night. In this eerie incident, a trolley began to move on its own, sliding a short distance before items resting on it tumbled to the ground. It was a closed environment with no one present, eliminating the possibility of a breeze or wind causing the movement. While some might argue that the floor had a slight slope, causing the trolley's movement, it raises a curious question. Why were the other two trolleys nearby not affected in the same way? This inexplicable sight left those who witnessed it feeling both unsettled and bewildered. One can only imagine the unease restaurant workers might feel. This intriguing video originates from a trail camera placed within an Australian ironwood forest. Its primary purpose was to monitor the local fox population, but it ended up capturing something truly captivating. As the video begins, we're presented with a nighttime view of the forest. Suddenly, the sound of branches crunching under pressure becomes evident, indicating the presence of something moving. Then, a dark figure emerges, strolling through the woods. This figure stands impressively tall and massive, easily measuring around 8 to 9 feet in height. Its appearance is somewhat humanoid, marked by a hunched back and long, slender arms. The mystery of this creature's identity has sparked debates among viewers. Some speculate it could be the Australian version of Bigfoot, while others propose that it might be a chimpanzee or even a gorilla. What do you think this colossal being could be? Considering that we've only explored 5% of the ocean, it's intriguing to ponder what incredible and massive creatures might inhabit the remaining 95%. This video offers a glimpse of the ocean, and we can spot a large, enigmatic creature on the water surface. Right from the beginning, this creature appears remarkably large and possesses an unusual half-body that doesn't resemble any aquatic creature we're familiar with. As it swims further away, its enormous body displaces a significant amount of water, emphasizing its immense size. Additionally, in the video, we can see other fishermen working in the distance. It's quite unnerving to imagine them laboring in the vicinity of this mysterious river monster. This video was captured by a trail camera, intended to monitor animal activity, but ended up recording something quite disturbing. In the video, we observe a well-worn trail running through the forest, suggesting frequent human use. It's nighttime, and a man enters the frame seemingly unfazed by the potential risks of walking along such a forest path after dark. The man casually progresses down the trail, but after taking a few steps, something startles him. A dark figure attacks him, gripping his leg and attempting to drag him away. The man resists, regains his composure, and flees. Interestingly, the figure that attacked him doesn't appear to be human, but rather a transparent, dark ghost-like entity. After the attack, this ghostly figure vanishes into thin air. The question arises, was this a genuine encounter with a ghostly entity? Or could there be another explanation for this eerie incident? As a solo hiker, the last thing you want is an unknown creature stalking you from the depths of the woods. Unfortunately, that's precisely what happened to this hiker. In the video, we can see that the hiker is recording his surroundings in a forest, and it appears he's deep within its heart. While recording, he spots something incredibly creepy. A dark figure peering out from behind a tree, staring directly at him. Witnessing this, the hiker becomes increasingly scared and anxious, and you can hear his heavy breathing. He can hardly believe his eyes that there's a creature peeking at him. At first, he considers the possibility that his mind might be playing tricks on him. But as he approaches the figure, it moves and swiftly disappears behind the tree. When the hiker sees the figure move, he bolts for his life. Undoubtedly, this was a genuinely terrifying sighting, and if I were the hiker, I would have hightailed it out of there at the very first glimpse of this Bigfoot-like creature. This video was recorded from a harvester, and the uploader claims to have clear evidence of a Bigfoot sighting. The video is slowed down, and it shows a view of a field at the edge of a forest. Suddenly, a massive figure jumps from a tree, then starts running to the left, makes a hard right turn, and disappears back into the woods. This creature appears human-like and is quite massive. It strongly resembles the legendary Bigfoot, which is known to inhabit deep forests. Seeing this video, it's clear that this Bigfoot was far from its usual habitat. What might have brought the Bigfoot out there? Perhaps it was curious about the harvester machine, or interested in the person operating the machine. The video raises intriguing questions about the behavior of this elusive creature. Skinwalkers are creatures known for taking the disguise of different animals and sometimes even humans. This video comes from Florida's Apache Sitgreaves Forest, and in it, we can see thermal footage of the forest. In the woods, there is a human moving with quite impressive speed. You might be thinking, what's wrong with a human moving in the forest? But the strange thing here is that this was recorded in the middle of the Apache Sitgreaves Forest. Encountering a human wandering alone in the middle of the forest seems highly unusual. While it's possible that this could be a regular person, humans can be unpredictable. The possibility of it being a skinwalker can't be ruled out entirely. This video was captured by marine biologists using cameras placed in the deep ocean to observe rare marine life. One of the cameras filming beneath the sea captured something extraordinarily long and massive in the distance. It's known that deep-sea aquatic life tends to avoid light, as they typically dwell in the darkness for most of their lives. So the marine biologists operating the cameras from their control station above decided to turn off the camera flashes. As the flashes dimmed, a pair of eyes emerged from the darkness, gazing directly at the camera. Just by observing these eyes, one can imagine the immense size of this unknown sea creature. After witnessing this video, I'm content knowing that these creatures reside deep below the surface. The question remains, will they ever venture up to the surface? A series of video clips posted by a TikTok user suggests that their family might have been stalked by a cryptid creature. In these videos, two kids are seen playing in their backyard, close to the woods. Their mother is recording their playtime, but she begins to feel uneasy, sensing that someone or something is watching them. She directs her camera towards the woods and spots a strange figure lurking behind a tree. If that weren't eerie enough, the same figure is seen again the following day, now standing right behind their shed and still observing the kids. Upon closer examination, the figure appears to be faceless, resembling the unsettling Slender Man. It's hard to imagine the anxiety and fear that the parents must have felt, knowing that this cryptid creature was lurking nearby, potentially posing a threat to their children. This drone footage was captured by a person named Kristen in 2023 in Norway, and he claims to have recorded a sighting of an unidentified flying object. In the video, we can enjoy the beautiful cityscape view, but suddenly, an object with bright lights zips past the drone camera's frame. The speed at which this object accelerates is astonishing, and its lights seem to turn off simultaneously. Based on the arrangement of the lights, it appears to be in the shape of a dish. Some viewers might argue that this could be one of Elon Musk's Starlink satellites, but such satellites cannot move as swiftly or fly at such low altitudes. Similarly, it doesn't resemble a conventional plane, as planes require more distance to accelerate. So, if it wasn't a satellite or a plane, the question remains. This video was captured by a home security camera during the nighttime. In the footage, we get a view of the area outside the main door of the house. Suddenly, a smoky figure materializes from the left side of the frame, moves to the right, and then disappears into thin air. This was a rather peculiar sight, and towards the end of the video, we see it again, albeit fainter this time. It's challenging to definitively classify this as a spirit or a ghost, as it could also be interpreted as smoke from a nearby campfire due to its smoky appearance. However, the homeowner firmly denies this possibility, stating that it was night and there was no one in their neighborhood lighting a campfire at such an hour. According to the homeowner, this was indeed a sighting of a spirit. Encounters with unexplained creatures can indeed be quite unsettling, and this was the case for these individuals who came across a peculiar sea creature washed up on the beach. Right from the beginning, the creature appeared to have a face resembling that of a bulldog, but possessed a rather skinny humanoid body. Its hands featured large claws, and its feet were equally strange in appearance. What truly sent shivers down their spines were its teeth, sharp and predatory, suggesting that this creature might have been a hunter. The creature was also a pale white color, and its legs appeared to be separated from its body, even though they were found washed up alongside it. What truly left me pondering is the enigma of what kind of strange creature could have caused such an unusual fate to this unknown being. For a hunter, encountering the legendary Bigfoot is perhaps the most feared and thrilling experience, and this hunter found himself in exactly that situation. He was 2 miles into the wilderness, sitting patiently in his elk blind when he heard some rustling in the bushes nearby. Initially, he assumed it might be another human hunter, but as he cautiously approached and zoomed in, he realized it was indeed a hunter, just not a human one. It was a Bigfoot. Upon this startling discovery, the hunter called it a day and hurried back to his camp to share this incredible Bigfoot sighting with others. The Bigfoot in the video seemed engrossed in its own activities and hadn't noticed the hikers present. Zooming in on the footage, you could clearly see its thick black fur coat and humanoid shape. This encounter was both fascinating and spine-tingling, and it's a story the hunter will likely carry with him for a lifetime. This video was captured by a motion sensor camera, which recorded some unexpected ghostly visitors on this campus. In the video, we can observe a car approaching, and its headlights illuminate two distinct figures standing just outside the gate. These figures appear to have a humanoid shape. As the car driver moves closer to the gate and spots these two figures in the darkness, he gestures for them to leave the area. However, to his surprise, the figures remain stationary, ignoring his signals. This unnerves the driver, leading him to retreat into his truck. He then activates the truck's headlights again, shining them on the figures. But this time, much to his amazement, the figures have mysteriously vanished. There's no one there anymore. The question lingers, was this a ghostly entity visitation, or perhaps something more enigmatic? Just like other creatures, Bigfoot is believed to come in various sizes and heights. However, this hiker claims to have encountered a giant among Bigfoots. In the video, we witness the edge of a forest, and a remarkably tall figure is seen running through it. This towering creature is covered in brownish fur and exhibits a distinctly human-like posture. Its long arms swing as it moves, and its massive body frame suggests incredible power and strength. One intriguing question arises. Why is this Bigfoot running? Is it possible that it noticed the hiker filming it and is trying to evade detection? Or could an even larger and mightier creature be pursuing this Bigfoot, forcing it to flee? Venturing deep into the forest, as a hiker without a proper group, can lead to some truly terrifying experiences, turning your hiking trip into a frightening ordeal. In this video, a woman and her partner find themselves in the woods, hearing eerie and spine-chilling sounds.
We're frozen here. Because that doesn't sound like coyotes. They got something.
Are they getting closer, Joey? No?
These unsettling noises bring their hike to an abrupt halt as they try to identify the source. The sounds are reminiscent of menacing growls, echoing ominously through the forest. They give the impression of coming from a group of creatures, intensifying the fear. The hiker recording the video also mentions that the sounds escalated in intensity when a cyclist passed by the same area. It appeared as though these creatures might have been dwelling in the trees, given how the sounds reverberated.
A biker just went that way, and the sound got worse.
What do you think these mysterious creatures could have been? This video, shared on Reddit, tells the story of an uploader who, along with his friend and longtime hunting partner, experienced something truly terrifying during a bow hunting trip in eastern part of Banff Park in Alberta, Canada. On their first night at camp, they heard unusual movements around their campsite, assuming it might be a bear. To investigate further, they decided to set up a trail camera pointed toward the camp before embarking on their day hunt the following morning. The trail camera remained in place throughout the night, and something triggered it. When they reviewed the captured images, they were startled to find several frames that revealed a pair of eyes in the top left corner of the video. These eyes appeared unusually tall, standing at a height of 8 to 9 feet, in contrast to their 4 to 5 feet tall tent. The eyes were just lurking there in the darkness. The mystery remains. Was it a lurking Bigfoot, or perhaps some other tall, unidentified creature? This video, captured in India, showcases a nightmarish scenario for those who enjoy nighttime walks. In the footage, the streets are crowded with various animals, including lionesses and dogs, all seemingly going about their business as if it were a typical day. The lionesses are seen in a group, attempting to hunt down a bull. However, the bull proves to be quite courageous and chases them away. The lionesses retreat upon seeing the bull charging towards them. This scene is undeniably unsettling, as it's not common to witness large predators like lions roaming freely on the streets at night. Despite the potentially dangerous situation, the people recording the video appear surprisingly unafraid and continue to document this extraordinary, albeit frightening, occurrence. Encounters with Bigfoot are usually associated with deep forests, making it quite rare to witness one strolling along roads and streets. However, this video captures an intriguing sighting of what appears to be a Bigfoot-like creature walking on a road. The figure stands tall, displaying humanoid characteristics but covered in fur, and it's taking notably long strides. The person who uploaded the video claims it to be a Sasquatch, and many viewers share this belief. Nonetheless, the video's quality isn't optimal, leaving room for skepticism. While it's possible that someone could be wearing a Sasquatch suit, it raises questions about why someone would do this at night with such a low-quality video outcome. Furthermore, an intriguing aspect of the video is that the Bigfoot creature looks back as if something is following it. These weird elements contribute to the mystery and debate surrounding the authenticity of the video. This TikTok video was posted by a user who claimed to have captured a sighting of a creature they believed to be a rake in their backyard. The video begins with the homeowner, who is also the uploader, filming the edge of a nearby forest where something seems to be lurking. Glowing eyes can be seen as this mysterious entity attempts to conceal itself. The homeowner tries to communicate with and confront this creature, but it remains eerily silent, merely staring back at the homeowner. Frustrated by its lack of response, the homeowner takes a more drastic step by firing a shotgun into the air.
All right, whatever you are, you need to leave. This is our home. You need to leave. You leave now.
Which brings the video to an abrupt end. The homeowner has encountered this creature on multiple occasions, which is why they keep a shotgun on hand at night. It's a puzzling and unsettling encounter, and one can only speculate about the true nature of this mysterious creature in their backyard. The shotgun is, no doubt, a measure of precaution if this rake ever decides to return. Trail cameras placed in forests, especially at night, can sometimes capture eerie and ghostly phenomena. This particular video was recorded by a trail camera, and it provides a glimpse of a wooded area during the night. Suddenly, a smoky and transparent figure materializes within the frame. This ethereal, humanoid-shaped figure takes a few steps before its form undergoes a strange transformation, causing it to hover just above the ground. Eventually, it exits the frame. Upon viewing this video, some individuals believe it might be nothing more than smoke from a nearby campfire. However, what makes this occurrence peculiar is the consistent and defined shape of the smoky figure. Additionally, there appears to be no wind, as indicated by the unmoving tree leaves, raising questions about how the smoke-like entity could move in such a manner. The video leaves us with an intriguing mystery. When you find yourself on a remote forest road and hear mysterious screams emanating from the woods, it's often advised not to venture alone to investigate, as it could potentially be a skinwalker luring you in. In this particular video recorded by a driver, we can hear eerie, womanly crying sounds coming from the forest. The cries sound as though someone is weeping nearby, creating a chilling atmosphere. The driver's instincts told them to help, but fear also held them back, particularly because they were alone in the middle of nowhere near a lake. While there are less unsettling explanations for such encounters, such as the possibility of mountain lions, which are known to produce human-like noises, these sounds seemed exceptionally human-like, making it highly improbable that a mountain lion was responsible. Imagine taking a late-night drive and passing by a school that has been abandoned for many years. Be prepared for something unsettling. In this video, a couple is driving past a haunted school, and as they go by, they capture a figure standing behind the main door. According to the couple, this figure has a humanoid shape and is in motion. It seems as though the figure is gazing directly at them, fully aware that they are recording it. While this is undeniably eerie, it raises some intriguing questions. Why is the main hallway still illuminated if the building has been abandoned for so long? Who is covering the electricity bill for this deserted, haunted school? Could it be that the ghost itself is responsible for illuminating that hallway with its supernatural abilities? If that's the case, having such a helpful ghost around would be a dream come true. Free electricity for everyone. A farmer had been noticing a broken panel in his garage and decided to install a camera to catch the intruder responsible. However, what he captured on video was far more terrifying. The footage shows a mysterious figure on the other side of the panel, attempting to break in. Its unsettling face is visible as it lurks, trying to gain entry. What's even more unsettling is that this figure appears to be completely naked and resembles a creature known as the rake. But hold on. In the top left corner of the video, another rake-like creature can be seen lurking inside the garage, seemingly scouting for the first rake's success in creating an entry point. This is undeniably a frightening sight for the homeowner, and it might be high time to consider replacing those wooden panels with something more substantial. This couple was alarmed when they heard their dog barking at 2 a.m. Concerned about what might be causing their dog's distress, they went outside to investigate, capturing the incident on camera. In the video, you can see a wooded area in the distance. As they shined a light into the woods, they were startled by the sight of lurking and stalking eyes. The homeowners initially suspected that these eyes belonged to coyotes, possibly attracted by the dog food they had left out for the night. The dog, upon seeing these glowing and strangely moving eyes, grew increasingly anxious and continued to bark.
Oh, there's a bunch of them. Where are they? They're blinking, y'all.
There's lights out there.
Are those coyotes?
I don't know, but they're there.
Yeah, those are coyotes.
While the presence of coyotes might not be a significant problem, if these eyes belong to something else, it would be wise for them to reinforce their fence and consider keeping their dogs safely indoors. In this video, the homeowner called the police after receiving a notification that the house's door had been opened. The video is recorded from a police officer's body camera as they search the house for any potential intruders. The officer begins by clearing a room and then proceeds downstairs. Suddenly, the officer hears heavy footsteps running, causing him to quickly draw his gun and become alert.
Downstairs clear.
He is clearly startled by these footsteps. However, when he turns to look, there is no one there. The officer seems to think that it might have been his mind playing tricks on him, so he continues down and informs another officer that the area is clear. In fact, some viewers may question the officer's decision not to thoroughly investigate the source of the footsteps, especially since they were quite audible. After reviewing the body camera footage, another search of the house was conducted, but no intruders were found. Dogs have a remarkable ability to sense things that often escape human perception. So when your dog suddenly barks or appears agitated, it's essential not to dismiss their reactions. In this particular incident, a hiker was exploring a forest with his faithful canine companion when something unusual occurred. The hiker's dog came to an abrupt stop and began to bark fervently at an indistinct presence in the distance. Sensing that something was amiss, the hiker halted and decided to record the surrounding woods. To their astonishment, a towering figure materialized briefly, only to vanish behind the trees moments later. This enigmatic figure possessed an imposing stature, standing at an impressive 9 to 10 feet in height. Its appearance was humanoid, characterized by a pallid white complexion. While its body appeared slender, its sheer size was undeniably substantial. The hiker was inclined to believe that what they had witnessed might have been a kind of spirit or ghost. Notably, the figure moved without making a sound, adding to the mystique of the encounter. What are your thoughts on this intriguing incident? This video originates from the Melaleuca Australian forest, where an observant hiker had an encounter with a creature resembling Bigfoot as it traversed a lake. In the footage, we witness this Bigfoot-like entity making its way through the lake, which doesn't appear to be particularly deep. Upon closer examination, in the zoomed-in portions of the video, it becomes evident that this creature possesses humanoid characteristics and maintains a somewhat hunched posture. What sets this video apart and makes it peculiar is the creature's lack of fur on its body, giving it the appearance of wearing some sort of bodysuit. Skepticism arises due to the fact that the creature's height doesn't align with the typical stature associated with Bigfoot sightings. However, the hiker responsible for capturing this footage maintains the conviction that what they observed after the creature emerged from the water was indeed a massive Bigfoot-like being. This video remains shrouded in mystery, leaving room for speculation. More footage of the creature outside of the water could potentially shed light on its true nature. Natural phenomena that we can't explain can often evoke the greatest fear, primarily because they are beyond our control. A TikTok video shared by a user named Hothead Brett offers a glimpse of an eerie sky scene featuring a peculiar occurrence. In the video, we observe a red-hued, radiant mist mingling with the clouds. What adds to the uncanny atmosphere is a white luminescence within the cloud formation. Strangely, the lights on the ground, seemingly intended for an outdoor show, reflect off this particular section of the clouds. The reflection of these ground lights raises intriguing possibilities. One plausible explanation is the presence of an unidentified flying object, if indeed the source of the reflection may have a surface or composition that interacts with and reflects the illumination from the ground-based show lights. This TikTok video, shared by the user TheboneHead, captures a truly unsettling and eerie occurrence. In the video, we are presented with a view of the uploader's attic door at the eerie hour of 3 a.m. As the clock strikes 4 a.m., the attic door begins to exhibit inexplicable behavior. It appears as though someone or something from within the attic is making desperate attempts to break free, exerting considerable force. This hair-raising sequence evokes imagery reminiscent of scenes from a horror film, particularly the Evil Dead series. According to the homeowner, this eerie episode unfolds every night at precisely 3 a.m., leaving them perplexed and disturbed. Despite thorough inspections of every nook and cranny within the attic during daylight hours, no rational explanation has been found to account for this phenomenon. The question remains, could this be the work of a spectral resident dwelling within the attic? The mystery deepens. For more captivating content like this, click here. Thank you for tuning in.